Welcome to today's video, where we will shine a light on an icon of the film industry, an unforgettable legend, Elizabeth Taylor. With allure, talent, and a life full of ups and downs, Elizabeth Taylor is not only an outstanding actress but also a woman with many facets of life. We will explore her impressive journey, from her early steps on the screen to the highs and lows in her personal life, as well as her remarkable contributions to the arts and society. Let's delve into the story behind the curtain of Elizabeth Taylor, a sparkling star on the Hollywood film stage and in the hearts of fans around the world. Elizabeth Rosemond Taylor was born on February 27, 1932, into an affluent and social family at Heathwood, 8 Wildwood Road, in the suburban area of Hampstead Garden Suburb, north of Hampstead, London, England. From the moment of her birth, she held dual British-American citizenship. Her father was Francis Lenn Taylor, 1897–1968, an art dealer, and her mother was Sara Sothern, born Sara Viola Warmbrodt, 1895–1994, a retired Broadway actress. Both were U.S. citizens originally from Arkansas City, Kansas. The Taylor family moved to London in 1929, opening an art gallery on Bond Street. Elizabeth's brother, Howard, was also born that year. Living a privileged life in London, the family connected with artists such as Augustus John and Laura Knight, as well as with the politician Lieutenant Colonel Victor Cazalet, who played a significant role in Elizabeth's childhood. She attended Byron House, a Montessori school in Highgate, and embraced the Christian Science faith, the religion of her mother and Colonel Cazalet. In the spring of 1939, due to the tense political situation in Europe, the family decided to return to the United States. U.S. Ambassador Joseph P. Kennedy, in contact with Francis, encouraged them to come back to America. Sara and the children left in April 1939 to live with their grandmother in Pasadena, California. Francis stayed behind to close the London Art Gallery, and the family reunited in December. In 1940, they moved to Los Angeles, where Francis opened a new art gallery before settling in Beverly Hills. Here, Elizabeth and her brother began attending Hawthorne School. In California, Elizabeth Taylor's mother was often encouraged to have her daughter audition for film roles. Taylor's eyes always attracted attention with their violet-blue color and dark double row of lashes, a result of a natural genetic mutation called dystochiasis. Initially, Elizabeth's mother, Sara, opposed the idea of her daughter entering the film industry. However, with the increasing tension of the war in Europe and diminishing hopes for a stable life in England, she began to consider the film industry as a way to integrate into American society. Francis Taylor's art gallery in California quickly garnered attention from the film industry, especially with the support of critic Hedda Hopper, a friend of the Cazalet family. Through the family's connection with a client and a schoolmate of her father, Elizabeth auditioned for both Universal Pictures and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer in early 1941. Both studios offered her contracts, but the family decided to accept Universal's offer. Elizabeth Taylor's film career began with a supporting role in the movie, There's One Born Every Minute, 1942, when she was just 10 years old. However, after a year, her contract was terminated. The casting director at Universal criticized Taylor, stating, "This child has nothing. Her eyes look too old, she doesn't have the face of a child." Biographer Alexander Walker agreed, noting that Taylor did not fit the child star mold of that era, such as Shirley Temple and Judy Garland. Later, Taylor herself acknowledged that she seemed to be afraid of growing up, as her personality was entirely straightforward. In 1944, at the age of 12, Elizabeth Taylor had her first leading role in the film, National Velvet, where she portrayed a horse-loving girl alongside Mickey Rooney. The film not only succeeded financially but also marked a significant turning point, establishing Taylor as a valuable child star for MGM, leading to a long-term contract with an annual salary of $30,000. In the following years, Elizabeth continued to advance in her film career, solidifying her position in Hollywood's entertainment scene. In 1949, Elizabeth Taylor moved to England to participate in the film, Conspirator, marking her first appearance in an adult role, co-starring with actor Robert Taylor. The film immediately became a hit and received positive reviews from critics. At the end of 1949, Taylor continued to make a strong impression with her role in A Place in the Sun, 1951, where she starred alongside actor Montgomery Clift, known to be her first love. Under her MGM contract, she participated in various projects and evolved into a talented adult actress. 1954 marked one of Taylor's busiest years, with significant roles in films such as Rhapsody, Beau Brummel, The Last Time I Saw Paris, and Elephant Walk. In 1955, she collaborated with James Dean in the famous film, Giant. Unfortunately, James Dean did not live to see the completed film, as he tragically passed away in a car accident before its release. Taylor rose to fame and became an MGM superstar, earning Oscar nominations for leading roles in films such as Raintree County, 1957, with Montgomery Clift, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, with Paul Newman, and Suddenly, Last Summer, 1959, alongside Montgomery Clift, Katharine Hepburn, and Mercedes McCambridge. In 1960, with her role in Butterfield 8, where she portrayed a woman in love with a married man who later dies in a car accident, Elizabeth Taylor won her first Academy Award for Best Actress, reaching the pinnacle of her career. In 1962, Taylor set a record with a salary of up to $1 million for her role as Queen Cleopatra in the film of the same name, also introducing her to actor Richard Burton, portraying Mark Anthony. By 1966, Taylor continued to conquer new heights, winning her second Oscar for her role in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Formally retiring from the silver screen in 1968 with Secret Ceremony, Elizabeth Taylor continued to participate in film and television projects in supporting roles. She also remained renowned for her social activities, particularly in the HIV/AIDS awareness campaign. Through her adult years, Elizabeth Taylor's private life, especially her 8 marriages, became a source of media attention and public outcry. According to researcher Alexander Walker's biography, marriage, like it or not, became a matrix of myths surrounding Elizabeth Taylor from the age of 16. MGM set the 14-year-old on a date with football champion Glenn Davis in 1946, and the following year she became engaged to William Pauley Jr., son of U.S. Ambassador William D. Pauley. Movie mogul Howard Hughes also wanted to propose and offered to pay a significant sum of money to Taylor's parents if she accepted to be his wife. However, Taylor refused this proposal, although she wished to marry at a young age, but because of her faith and strict upbringing, she believed that love is synonymous with marriage. She described herself as emotionally immature, having been protected and controlled since childhood, and believed that marriage could help her escape the control of her parents and MGM. At age 18, Taylor married Conrad Nicky Hilton Jr., heir to the Hilton hotel chain, at the Church of the Good Shepherd in Beverly Hills on May 6, 1950. MGM held a grand wedding. Majestic, turning the event into a lavish spectacle that attracted media attention. However, in the weeks after the honeymoon, Taylor realized that the two had no common interests and that her husband was abusive and a heavy drinker. Taylor was granted a divorce in January 1951, just 8 months after the wedding. Elizabeth Taylor had to face numerous health challenges throughout her life. She was born with scoliosis and suffered a back injury while filming National Velvet in 1944. Although this injury wasn't immediately detected, it caused ongoing back issues for her for many years. In 1956, Elizabeth underwent a major surgery, during which some of her spinal discs were replaced with donated bone. She frequently underwent surgeries and treatments for various illnesses and injuries, including a life-threatening battle with pneumonia in 1961, requiring a tracheotomy. Additionally, she struggled with alcohol addiction and sought treatment at the Betty Ford Center for 7 weeks from December 1983 to January 1984, becoming the first female celebrity to publicly acknowledge undergoing addiction treatment. Despite a relapse in the 1980s, she recovered in 1988. Elizabeth Taylor also dealt with weight issues during her marriage to Senator John Warner and even published a book about her weight loss journey titled, Elizabeth Takes Off, 1988. She was also a heavy smoker until facing a serious bout of pneumonia in 1990. Her health declined significantly in the last 2 decades of her life, with decreased public appearances and the use of a wheelchair due to back issues. She was diagnosed with congestive heart failure in 2004, adding further health challenges for the legendary Hollywood star. After 6 weeks of hospitalization, Elizabeth Taylor passed away on March 23, 2011, at the age of 79 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. Her death was a significant loss to the community and the entertainment industry. The funeral took place the following day at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. Following Jewish tradition, the ceremony was private and officiated by Rabbi Jerome Cutler. In accordance with Taylor's wishes, the funeral started 15 minutes later than scheduled, reflecting her relaxed and spirited nature. A representative shared that she even wanted to be late for her own funeral. Elizabeth Taylor was laid to rest in the memorial mausoleum of the cemetery, becoming the final resting place for one of Hollywood's greatest legends.